Hi everyone, this is E.M.P. Electromagnetic Precursors for Earthquakes. So this is April the 29th, and I want to do a video review for the last week or so. Things have really started to pick up, seismically speaking. And as you can see here, looking at the ionospheric charging, aka TC rate of change maps on April the 22nd at the usual time when the intervals kick in. And you see extreme charging like so. So remember, black and blue areas are extreme charging right off the scale, as well as white and red is very high, dark blue is very high. And on the 22nd and numerous times after that, I did put out warnings for Chile, and then again on the 24th you can see some more moderate charging going on there as well, and that's just after this. We did have magnitude 6.9 on the 24th at 21:38 Universal Time. And looking at the gamma rays on the 24th, you can see just after 1500, decent spike there, and then 18:35 Universal Time, and even larger dielectric discharge going on there as well. Then Peru's magnetometer, you can see there was a huge magnetic disruptions going on just before the earthquake, and there's a peak around the same time, just after 1500 Universal Time. Remember, magnetometers show ground-based observations of induced magnetic activity due to solar and gamma rays. So this is exactly what we're seeing here. And jumping to Brazil's magnetometer, you can see just after 1800, a few hours after the second gamma ray spike or dielectric discharge, just hours before the earthquake dropped there in Chile, magnetic disruptions are just going crazy. So multiple precursors, E.M.P'S for that quake there. And also looking at the electrojet index, which shows solar induction, you can see at about 1800 there was a decent peak in solar induction, and that was the same time we had the magnetic disruptions here on the magnetometer. And then the second quake I wanted to look at was magnitude 6.8, Philippines on the 28th at 2023 Universal Time. You can see here on the 24th, ionospheric charging, extreme charging right over the area there, and then again on the 25th, black and blue right over the Philippines there. So the cumulative charging going on for sure, which is exactly what we're looking for. And I did forecast multiple warnings days before the earthquake in the Philippines as well. And jumping back to the gamma rays, and here's a chart from the 23rd to the 28th, and you can see once we start getting neutron counts or dielectric discharging count is going over 120,000 here on the 26th, and then on the 27th the data drops, and then on the 28th at about 1300 Universal Time, just a massive dielectric discharge that reached 240,000 neutron count, which is just insane. And the other thing I wanted to show here was neutron count. The data just dropped on the 27th here for quite a few hours, and this is indicative of neutron counters having problems. They get overloaded when electrical activity of the neutron count just goes too high, and I was expecting a huge spike, and we look at the other channel at exactly the time that data dropped. Just a massive spike there. So I mentioned this before, but when the data drops and we're seeing huge spikes, these are just huge electromagnetic precursors, and like I've said many, many times, no one else is showing this data, no experts, and no other YouTube channel, as far as I know anyways, and this is just massive, massive electrical activity in the ionosphere. So let's see what this ionospheric activity is inducing. If we jump to Vietnam's magnetometer on the 28th, just after 1300, the magnetic disruptions just start going off, and then largest one here at about 1700 universal time, and then just a few hours after that, it keeps on going, and then just a few hours after that we had the earthquake. And one more last thing I want to show you, and here's solar wind speed on the 28th at about 1700, just a huge spike in speed, but I just look at that as a rate of induction, which makes a lot more sense in my opinion, but whatever you want to call it, it's electrical. Solar wind is an electric field. It's really quite that simple. And then jumping to 28th again, you can see at about that huge spike there on the 17th. And then on the 29th, again, huge spike in density, starting at about 5, going all the way to 0800 universal time, and it keeps on going for many hours after that. So, Philippines quake, just hours after this ramp up. Remember, I made quite a few videos already showing the sun acts as a solar transformer, so usually you'll see, virtually every time, you'll see these huge ramp ups in gamma rays hit the ionosphere, and then sun acts as a transformer, or analogously as a floodgate, and right during that or after the solar induction is when the quakes drop, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. One last thing, and this has been going on for at least a week again, is Africa's neutron monitor here on the 28th. There's massive, massive spikes, and then another data drops here just after 2030 universal time. And looking at Africa's magnetometer, magnetic disruption at about 1200 universal time, and then again just after 2230 universal time, and then the data drops just after that on the neutron monitor. And another place I was giving warnings for was Africa here on the 22nd, the 24th, and then the 25th. There was a little bit, but that was Northern Africa. But the area that I really wanted to focus on, because there was magnitude 5.3 here on the April the 29th, and this is black ionospheric charging right off the scale once again, and jump back to the quake map right when that black blob was, magnitude 5.3 at 10:53 universal time, and that's Tanganyika Lake. I'm probably saying that wrong, but whatever. So that's all I really wanted to show here for now. You know, when we keep seeing these neutron monitors go down like this, they're very sensitive. That's why they tend to go down. You know, it can go down for many hours, sometimes up to a day, but we'll keep track of the data as it's incoming, and that's it for now. This is E.M.P. Electromagnetic Precursors for Earthquakes signing off. Thanks for watching. Bye.